Hey everyone, so today we are pulling back the curtain on this invisible force that, honestly, shapes pretty much every minute of our digital lives. I'm talking about UI/UX design. It's the silent architect behind every app you love and every website that just works. Okay, let's get into it. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been trying to buy something online and the website was so confusing you just gave up? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've all been there, clicking away in total frustration from a site that just makes no sense. Well, that exact feeling, that's the problem that great design is built to solve. So, how do we stop that from happening? Well, it all comes down to two fields that are super connected, but also very different: UI and UX. You can think of them as the dynamic duo of the digital world. So let's break down what each one actually does. First up, we've got user experience, or UX. This is all the behind-the-scenes strategy. See, UX design isn't really about the colors or the fonts, it's about the entire journey. A UX designer is asking, is this whole process logical? Is it easy to use? Does this actually solve a real problem for somebody? It's the invisible foundation that makes a product feel solid. And then you've got user interface, or UI. Now, if UX is that invisible foundation, UI is everything you can actually see and touch. It's the buttons you tap, the colors that guide your eye, the text you read. It's what brings that solid UX strategy to life in a way that you can see and interact with. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you're building a house. UX is the architect's blueprint. It's the flow of the rooms, where the doors go, the whole structure that makes the house actually livable. UI, on the other hand, that's the interior designer. That's the paint colors, the furniture, the cool light fixtures. See, you absolutely need both to create a home that's not just functional, but beautiful and welcoming. So we get what they are. But what's the real goal here? It's about so much more than just making something that works. It's about making something that feels right, that creates a real, genuine connection with the person using it. And this right here, this gets to the heart of it. The best apps and websites, they don't just feel useful, they feel good to use. They seem to know what you need before you do, they surprise you with little details, and they build a sense of trust. That emotional bond is what turns someone who uses a product once into a lifelong fan. And that emotional connection, it's not just some fluffy concept. It pays off in really big ways. A great experience makes users happy, and happy users become loyal customers. It can take something really complicated and make it feel simple. And all of that, the look, the feel, the clarity, it all comes together to build a powerful brand identity. Okay, so that's the why, but what about the how? How does this actually happen? What does the process of creating these experiences even look like? Let's take a look inside the designer's toolbox. You know, to really get where we are now, it helps to see how far we've come. We went from typing commands into a black screen to the invention of icons and the mouse in the 80s. Then came the explosion of the web and mobile touchscreens, and now we're designing for voice assistants and AI, experiences that don't even have a screen. The one constant through all of it, a relentless march toward making technology feel more human. Now, the secret to great design isn't some magical stroke of genius. It's actually a cycle. It's a process. Designers start with research to really understand people's needs. Then they design a solution, build a simple version of it called a prototype, and then, this is key, they test it with real people. And whatever they learn from that test, it goes right back into the next design. It's just a constant loop of learning and improving. And inside that loop, the prototype is maybe one of the most powerful tools a designer has. Think of it like a test drive for an idea. Before anyone writes a single line of code, the prototype gives the whole team something they can see and touch. It becomes the project's North Star, making sure everyone is headed in the same direction. And a good prototype isn't meant to be perfect. No way. Its real power is that it's fast and simple. It lets designers quickly build something interactive to test one core idea. Like, hey, is this checkout process easy to follow? This way, they get that crucial feedback super early, saving a ton of time and money by fixing problems before they become massive, expensive headaches. So when you put all of this together, what does it really mean to be a UX professional? What are the key jobs for these architects of the digital world? Well, a designer's day is all about being the advocate for the user. It kicks off with user research to figure out what people actually need. Then comes information architecture, which is kind of like city planning, but for data, organizing everything so it's easy to find. After that is interaction design, which maps out how the product actually behaves. And finally, all of it gets checked through usability testing, making sure it works for real people. Every piece of that puzzle is absolutely crucial. And that's really the ultimate value of this work. A great designer is a guide. They take something that could be complicated and frustrating, and they turn it into an experience that feels effortless, intuitive, something that just flows. They make technology feel less like a cold machine and more like a natural extension of ourselves. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. As technology gets woven deeper and deeper into our lives, with AI, augmented reality, all of it, what's next? What will be the next frontier for our digital lives? And who are the architects that are going to build it? Thanks for digging into this with me.